Hello everyone, I'm Haris Musyidi bin Makbullah and welcome to my AGR499 presentation on flower anatomy, pollination, fertilization and fruit development. I am excited to share this journey into plant reproduction, so let's get started. Let's move on into the slide 2, which is introduction to flower. Flower are reproductive structure of angiosperm, making up about 90% of plant species and are designed for sexual reproduction with male stamen and female pistil parts. This process produces seed, ensuring plant survival and diversity. Let's explore their structure next. The pistil or carpel is the flower female organ with a sticky stigma for pollen, a style connecting to the ovary, and ovule inside holding the ovum. The ovule arrangement called placentation varies like marginal in peas or exile in tomato. More on that soon. Let's move on to the next slide, which is slide 4. Plantation type. Plantation type shape ovule placement. Marginal in peas with 2 rows, parietal in cucurbita on ovary wall, exile in potatoes and tomatoes with a central axis, and free central in primrose without septa, each effect fruit from. On the next, let's move on to the next slide, which is carpel variation. Carpel vary as apocarpus, free light in strawberry or syncarpus, fused light in tomatoes, impacting seed and fruit development. This diversity is key to plant form. Let's move on to ovary position on slide 6. Ovary position and floral part. Ovary position alter flower function. Hypogenous with superior ovary in hibiscus, originous half inferior in plums, and epigenous inferior in guava, influencing pollination access like bird for guava. On the 7th slide, which is perfect versus imperfect flower. Flowers are perfect like lilies with both part, or imperfect unisexual corn, monoecious or persimmon, dioecious. Complete flower have all 4 parts, while incomplete one like grass lack some affecting reproduction. Let's move on slide 8, which is pollination process. Pollination moves pollen from anther to stigma, either self-pollination within a plant or cross-pollination between plants for diversity. Some plant time another, and stigma maturity for fiber cross-pollination. Let's move on the next slide, which is slide number 9, pollinator and adaptation. Pollinator include bees for bright color, moth for night scent, pests, human bird, wind for grass, and water for vallisneria. Flower adapt with nectar, UV marking, and sticky pollen to extract them. Let's move on the 10th slide, which is pollen and ovule development. Pollen formed via microporogenesis in anther, while ovule develop through megaporogenesis with an embryo sac containing the egg and polar nucleus, preparing the gamete for fertilization. On the next slide, which is slide 11, double fertilization. Double fertilization see a pollen tube carry 2 sperm. One fertilizes the egg to form a zygote, the other fuse with polar nuclei for endosperm to nourish the embryo, unique to angiosperm. Let's move on to the slide 12, which is fruit development. After fertilization, the ovary becomes a fruit, protecting seed and aiding dispersal by wind or animal, like dandelion or birds. Parthenocarpy creates seedless fruit like banana. Let's move on to the next slide, which is slide 13, which is fruit type. Fruit include simple from one ovary like plum, aggregate from multiple carpel like raspberry, multiple from two flower like pineapple, and accessory like apple with center part, all adding dispersal. On the next slide, which is slide 14, which are seed structure and development. Seed contain an embryo and the sperm for food and a seed coat, which is part like cotyledon and radicle. Development include fertilization, cell expansion, and drying, with germination as antigen or hypogen. On the last slide, which is slide 15, we come to a conclusion. As we wrap up, flowers drive reproduction through pollination and double fertilization, while fruit and seed ensure dispersal and growth. I've grown to appreciate nature efficiency, and I hope you enjoy this exploration. Thank you.